so that we can move along with our evening. Well, welcome, friends. My name's Carissa Casey. For those of you who don't know me, I know this call is going to be a lot of newer people, but I'm kind of broadly defining this as anyone who's just getting your feet wet in the business, or maybe you're like re-engaging and getting your feet wet again after a break, or really anybody in that category. And then also your sponsors are welcome too, because our hope is that we can all have this time together to kind of understand that what we come up against in building and growing this business is common to everyone, and that you're totally 100% normal if you're running up against some mindset struggles or some skill set obstacles, whatever those may be. You're in great company. Megan and I still deal with those things, even with strong diamond teams. So, and also we want for you to bring your sponsors to these, because this is coaching for you and what your obstacles you're coming up against, but this is also coaching training. So for those who are building teams, and maybe you have 5, 10, 20 people on your team, coaching is a huge part of helping your people have success. And so when you watch a call like this, or when you watch a call from another fabulous leader, like Megan and I are huge fangirls of Emily Gibson right now. We love to watch her monthly team call as soon as it gets up on her YouTube channel. We love to watch Jordan Roddenberry's team calls, Brooke Hemingway's team calls. So actually in the chat, if you have somebody you love watching their YouTube videos, please drop their name in the chat, because anyone else here who's new is going to be needing really strong, great people to start having in their ear. We always say, what's in your ear? Because throughout the day, whatever is in your ear is going to begin to recalibrate your brain. Anyway, so I totally lost my train of thought there. But yes, yes, I remembered what it was. So the coachings that you're watching, for you leaders, you budding leaders, treat this as coaching training. Pay attention when the coach asks a question that is especially powerful, or that brings self-awareness at a new level to the person that's being coached, and really start to develop that skill in yourself. You do not have to be a diamond to be a great coach. That's something we all have the blessing and privilege to get to do for the people that we get started in this business. We want them to find success. I want people to have $467 in their pocket this month if they go silver, or if they go senior silver, $1,253 in their pocket. And so part of helping them do that is refining my skills as a coach and as a supportive leader. Okay, so more people hopping on. Before we dive in to coaching, since this is a group of newer builders, there's a couple things I want to go over with all of us. So first things first, let's talk about just what's on the table in May. We've got a week left of May. That's a ton of time. It's a ton of time. Like, you can create some awesome things in a week. When I joined Plexus, I joined the second half of November, and I was able to earn $300 in 2 weeks, in that second half of November. That was life-changing income for me. So real quick, if you're new and you are a VIP customer, when you refer your first person into Plexus, you're going to earn about $35 from your welcome pack bonuses, from pay points, different things. Now, once you refer your first VIP, you're going to have to go into your My Account, go log into your Plexus site, go to My Account and select cash, because as a VIP customer, you can either earn product credit for all your referrals, or you can earn cash for your referrals. If you select cash, you're given the option to upgrade to a brand ambassador. You don't have to pay anything to upgrade. You've already paid your $9.95 to join Plexus when you got your welcome pack, so you don't pay anything to upgrade. You just sign the terms and conditions, and that qualifies you to be a brand ambassador, and then you start earning cash for all your referrals. And the cool thing is that first referral, $35, but once you get 2 more, you have ranked silver. 3 welcome packs, or 3 people with a $100 order, you have ranked silver. And in May, that earns you $467. Now, normally the silver bonus is $100, but when you fast start silver, which is doing it in your first 30 days, they add on another 100. Oh, but wait, in May, we're doing this fun Rise Up, Rank Up incentive. That adds another $100. And then another cool thing they're doing in May is they are doubling our welcome pack bonuses. You'll hear these called BBBs, business building bonuses. Normally we earn a $20 bonus when you sell a 90 or a 109 welcome pack, and a $40 bonus when you do a 209 welcome pack. We help someone get started with the 209. But this month, after your first and second referrals in May, you unlock double BBBs. So instead of 20 and 40, those become 40 and 80. And it's not just your third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh. It actually retros to also double those first two bonuses. So that's huge. So it's adding up a lot for those that are adding this month, referring this month, and hitting ranks this month. Now, if you refer 6 people this month, that's going to be a total of about $635. If you refer 9 people, you have hit the next rank, senior silver, and those bonuses are going to end up totaling over $1,000. Actually, it's $1,253 to be exact. That's amazing. And then if you get up to 17 people, that's the rank of gold. That's 100 points, because each person you add is about 6 points toward your rank. And if all 17 of those people are personally sponsored, then you're gold. And that is going to add up to about $2,450. So we'll dive into some coaching tonight to help map that out a little better and help tackle some of the thoughts that are creating the realities that are going on in your life right now. But I just wanted to make sure everybody on this call knows what's on the table. Also, love, love, love this. Every person ordering for the first time this month, if they're ordering a welcome pack or $100 order, gets a free bag of Starfruit Guava Active. I'm drinking it right now. I love it. It is a great product because people feel better instantly. So while it may take a little while to heal their gut, it's totally worth it, by the way. But having a product like Active from the start is so empowering. Like, it's just fun because you are helping people feel better instantly. And it's not just good for energy, it's great for the brain too. Okay, 2 more things I want to go over with this fruit. The next thing has to do with the core values of this team. Megan and I have talked about this at length, and something we like to repeat. So these are things we value that we want to have as part of our culture. 3 things. 1, high failure tolerance. That means it's okay when we fail. It's a natural part of learning. It is not something we avoid. It's not something we refuse to act out of fear of failing. It's something that we welcome. If we have a bad idea, we say, okay, let's try it. If we have an idea and our brain tells us, I don't think that'll work, we say, well, let's just see. Why not? Let's give it a go. And what happens when you have a high failure tolerance is you get surprised often throughout your month by what will work. I remember early in Plexus telling myself, oh, I'm not going to reach out to that person. They would have no interest, or they have no need for this, and yada, 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 yada. But if you will allow your brain, your brain is always trying to protect you, by the way, by asking, what's the worst that could happen? Okay, let's avoid that. If you will allow the other voice over here to say, but what's the best that could happen? What is the best that could happen? And you start acting on those ideas, you will surprise yourself over and over, and you will start to grow your comfort zone. So, high failure tolerance. Next little thing, next value, action cures everything. This is proven that when we are afraid to do something, or we just feel in a slump, or we just feel like in a funk, getting up and doing something that moves the needle toward our goal, it has this really miraculous effect. It will actually lift your mood. It will actually help you feel more motivated. When we wait for motivation to act, it doesn't work that way. We actually act our way into feeling motivated. So action cures everything. Also, it's proven to reduce fear. Like, people, when their fear is at a level 10 and they take a step to do the thing they're afraid to do, the anxiety level actually goes down because they go, oh, I did it and I didn't die. And then the last one is we want to rest deep, we want to work hard, and we want to play well. We want to have that balance where we shut down and have tech-free rest, but also when it's time to work, we have tunnel vision. We get our work done. We do those income producing activities. And when it's time to play, we enjoy it. We delight in it. All right. So those are the core values we just want to reiterate. The last thing I wanted to go over before we dive into coaching, since this group is newer business builders, I want to actually explain what it looks like to do actions that grow this business. So I'm just going to go over them lightning quick. And the idea here is that if you hear me say something and you go, oh, I'm not really doing that. Okay, it's something you can kind of add into your day that is going to produce results and growth for you. The first thing is adding contacts to your network, building your circle of relationships in groups with people who have common interests with you, or hashtags you enjoy on Instagram, or just going through and friending the moms on your kids' soccer team or the parents at your kids' school. Adding friends to your network. That's one of them. The next one is starting new conversations. Just getting a little more intentional rather than reactive about starting up new conversations with people that are in your circle. They don't even have to necessarily be plexus related, but just the act of intentionally starting new conversations every day is it's part of networking, and it's part of being a good networker. The next one is follow up. So it's really interesting that most people are not ready to order or join Plexus until about the 8th to the 12th touch point. So if you have somebody that has expressed some curiosity or some support in any way, shape, or form of your Plexus journey, of your health transformation, whatever it is, and you've maybe touched base and said, hey, would you like some information? Or have you heard of Plexus? Okay, great. You've done one touch point. Most people, 80% of people, are usually not ready to order or join until the 8th, 9th, 10th, 11th, 12th touch point. So that should give us a lot more boldness and confidence with follow-up. Follow-up is just great service. I need people to follow up with me a lot because I'm a busy mom and I don't understand new websites and how to go order things on new websites. No, I want someone taking care of me and making it so easy. It's like falling off a log. That's what good follow-up is. Next one is product user follow-ups. So if you have gotten someone started on Plexus, make sure that you're touching base with them a couple times a week, just checking in and saying, what are you experiencing? What have you noticed so far? Have you jotted down any little changes maybe in your energy level or your sleep quality or your cravings? Just be asking. They don't always supply that information voluntarily. So be really great at following up with your product users. Posting. So posting to your stories, including little engagement tools and calls to comment in your stories, that's huge. As people engage with your stories, they're going to see more and more of your stuff. Posting to your Facebook wall, posting to your Instagram wall. And we would highly recommend alternating personal, just updates about your family, and value adding non-Plexus related things, just like things that you really enjoy that you think would add value to your audience, sharing those things, and then weaving lots of Plexus in there. Health testimonies, product details, things you're noticing in your own transformational journey, and belief building about the business too. Just what you love about being part of this community and what you love about this business. The next one that I really love is I love reaching out to everyone who engages in my Plexus posts. I think this starts so many new conversations. So reaching out, and it doesn't have to be, so do you want to buy Plexus? I reach out and I just say, thank you so much for supporting my post. You have no idea what that means to me. It's so helpful. It just boosts my spirits. It helps my posts get seen by more people. Thank you so much. Like, please keep it up. It means the world to me. So I make sure I'm doing that with every single like, love, heart, comment, all of that. And then the last few things is make sure that you have a training call or video in your ear every day, that you're just taking in uplifting information, and give yourself some tech-free rest when it's time to unplug and let your eyes not look at a screen for a little while. And then the last one is make sure that each night you're brain dumping. So writing down everything that you feel like is a priority for the next day, eliminate the things that are not pressing, that are not serving your highest contribution to your core values, and then prioritize what does matter. Delegate what you can. It doesn't all have to be done by you. These things are really huge and foundational. They help us just be successful in all areas of life. And once you build a little bit of a team, we add 4 more things to that list. Posting about the business. So not just posting health and product transformations, but posting about the business, posting about people who are having success, posting about maybe a prize you earned or a paycheck that you earned or what you bought with it, how that blessed your family, posting about someone else on your team and how their paycheck blessed their family, just continually building that belief in the business. Reaching out about the business. Think of yourself like a college recruiter. Somebody who is going to the high schools looking for the most promising athletes who are going to do amazing on their team. That's what recruiting is. It is about passionately pursuing high quality people. So that is something you want to be doing if you really want to grow in the business. And then helping your VIPs post. That's another big one. So when you get someone started, showing them how to do a simple, oh my gosh, I'm stocking my mailbox. I can't wait for these products to arrive. They've helped my friend Carissa with her sleep and natural energy after having babies. I can't wait for them to help me with XYZ. So helping your new people post, and then celebrating and shouting out people on your team for every victory, every win. If someone texts you and says they didn't crave a Coke that day, shout that out on your social media. Let everybody in your audience see the wins that people on your team are having. That's going to do huge things for their belief in your business and for their belief in you as a leader. So if that was just like drinking from a fire hydrant, don't worry, because we have all of these beautifully arranged in a little graphic, a little list. So we'll be happy to send those to you after the call, but just wanted to explain them a little bit. I always feel like they do well with a little explanation rather than reading the little 3-word. So when we are doing this business, it is an interesting balance of skill set and mindset. Megan went over this 2 weeks ago on our last coaching call. Some of the things that ail us are simple lack of skill set. They're just skills that can be learned. You may not be good at them the first time you try them. You may have never tried them. And so it's just a matter of learning a new thing, skill set. And then another big piece is mindset, because everything that you have going in your life right now, you created it with your thoughts. Megan and I are learning this as we learn to be better coaches, and it's truly blowing our minds. Everything about my life right now, I have created it with my thoughts. I've created it with what I believe. And so learning how to be aware of those thoughts, learning how to be aware of the feelings that they create, and then the actions that come from those thoughts and feelings and the results we get, we can become aware of those. We can also learn how to interrupt our thoughts, and we can learn how to introduce new thoughts that can create new feelings and new beliefs and new actions and new results. So we're going to dive into that now with some coaching. We're going to coach 2 of you tonight. And I think Megan is going to go first with Sarah Bean. So Sarah, I see you. You can unmute.
Hey, Sarah.
Hey.
Hello. Okay.
Can you hear me okay?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Perfect. Okay, well, tell us a little glitzy bit about you, and maybe when you started, what rank you are, maybe a win that you're having right now, and also maybe if there's an area where you're like feel stuck or have a mindset thought or want to chat through something.
So I'm Sarah Bean, and I've known about Plexus for a long time. I've heard about it from several people. Noah was really interested. And then over the last year and a half, my family and I have been on really a health and healing journey. Not necessarily for me or my husband, but I have 4 children. My youngest son has been diagnosed with autism. And so we have started a pretty restrictive, intense diet to try and like get toxicity out of his body. And I met Carissa at 10 Fitness probably 2 or 3 years ago. We had kids in kids club, and she had asked me about Plexus at one point, and I was like, no, like I'm not really interested. And when I got pregnant with my fourth, I was asking about protein powder, and it just wasn't really in my budget at the time. But I don't know, Facebook algorithms, she started popping up on my feed more and more, and I just kept seeing all of these posts about her health and how she's getting all these, amazing opportunities to go to Hawaii and put Chris through medical school. And it was just like, wow, like that's really cool. And it's a great product. And so as I started looking more into Plexus and what it is, the way that I heard about it was always through like a weight loss thing. So it never really interested me personally because I like to eat healthy and I'm a gym junkie. And but when I started thinking about my son and how it would help him, it perfectly fit into what we were already doing as a family and the research that I'd been doing about healing your body and like, the food that we take in and just all these processed foods and sugar. And we've been eliminating that. And it was just kind of this perfect little cherry on top that we could add Plexus to Xander's diet supplementation to just continue to help with his body and clear this fog that he has. And it's been amazing. I have to be careful when I make posts and not just make it all about Plexus. Like I definitely try to, because I would love to talk to other moms with autistic children about that. But it's really a team just between all of his therapists and his teachers and everything that have really helped his growth and development. But I knew early on when I started Plexus for Xander that I was going to end up loving it. I was going to want to take it for myself, and I was going to want to sell it. Financially, I'm a stay-at-home mom. I have been ever since we started having kids. My husband and I will be married 14 years in December. Can't believe it. That's forever. And ever since I've come home to take care of our babies, there's just always been this like financial burden. Like we live in a 2-income economy, and I am tired of not getting to contribute to that. But I also know that as a homeschool mom, I really couldn't add anything else to my plate. It didn't make sense to go get a part-time job or even a full-time job that paid minimum wage. And so this has really been perfect. Oh, hi, baby. Sorry, I've got one at the door. And this has just been a really good opportunity to just invest time in myself and this learning, like the skill set and the mindset. Those have been really helpful just for some personal goals that I've had, just to be more courageous and to make more friends and get out of my own little introverted, very small bubble. And so even over the last few months, like I've definitely done scary things. I've definitely hit some walls. I remember a few months into it, voice messaging Carissa, and just I'd had a really down day, just emotionally, like as a wife, as a mother, as a potential business person. I was just, everything was blah. But as I was able to go through all of that, it was a win because I was able to recognize it. And then I remember voice messaging Carissa because I was trying to hit a goal and hadn't, and it just, I don't know, I've learned a lot in these very short months as a Plexus business owner to keep going and to, it's okay if I'm in a funk. It's okay if I don't hit a goal. Like, don't beat yourself up about it. I need to keep going. And just to still set goals and have vision, but to also know how to do the small things to work towards the goal every day. And like we say, move the needle forward. So I'm trying to think of a win that I've had recently. Oh, I know. So we're talking about doing crazy things. One of the crazy things that I did that I feel would be crazy to me. I've been telling some of my close girlfriends about Plexus and just how it's not just your everyday probiotic. It's got the chitin, which is great because we can actually, it gets rid of the bad so that we can start, having the good in our bodies. And one of my very close girlfriends since high school is going through depression, and for her birthday, I actually bought Plexus for her. So she's like signed up on my team. I wouldn't normally do that for anybody. So it's like, okay, yay, I got another sign up. I got $20 for a welcome pack, but it doesn't really count because I spent $150 for her birthday present. But she actually just texted me the other day and she was like, hey, I still have a little bit left. I'm going to finish out these other supplements, but I really think that it's the Plexus that's working. And so I think that she is going to want to continue with the Plexus. And I'm like, in the back of my mind, I'm like, of course it's working because this is amazing. And so, but it's just exciting, like to see that I had a close family relative, go through depression postpartum. It's like, I'd seen that firsthand and I just didn't want my best friend to experience that. So, I don't know, just, that's been a really encouraging win. And then just as a struggle, my rank, I am silver. So I'm on my way to senior silver. My ultimate goal is diamond. Like I want to go big. Like a smaller goal would be to have my Plexus stuff pay for itself. And even with that, it feels like it'll take forever because I've got it for Xander. Like he's always my first priority. Then I want it for me as the triplex for myself. And then I also love the skincare. Like I just keep finding all these amazing products that I want. And so, short-term goal is to have Plexus pay for itself. Long-term goal, I want to go all the way. I want to just make an opportunity out of this. And, but I also know that I have to sit down and do the small things to get to that point. I can't just have dreams of going to see Ed Sheeran anywhere in the United States. I have to be able to make Facebook posts and talk to people and, just be willing to put myself out there and figure out, oh, do I need to tell them about Plexus or do I need to just follow up as a friend, just to build that relationship. And I have to remember that relationships take time. I can't just be like, oh, hey, person at the park, let me tell you about Plexus. Like, I mean, I can, but from the other things, the other trainings that I've listened to, it tends to go better if you can build the relationship first. So really the thing, I don't know if it's necessarily a struggle, but I, as someone who is only silver, everyone that I have is a level 1, and pretty much all of my level 1s have said that they don't want to do this as a business. Like they are not interested. I don't necessarily hear a no. I hear a just give it some time and ask again at some point. And so, but trying to move on to, to get people to want to post or have a party or even knowing, hey, like if we did add people to your team, they're signing up under you, it benefits me, absolutely. But since my level 1s aren't necessarily interested in coaching people and making a business out of this, is it okay for me to reach out to their, like, I guess they're my level 2s at this point. Like, I guess at what point am I overstepping a boundary? If I have people that aren't really interested in coaching, yet they still have people signed up under them. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay.
Totally. Okay. So
That's a lot.
things. That's a lot. Yeah. Great. Okay. So you gave us the whole picture. So that's awesome.
Yeah.
So
Yes,
congratulations on silver. It is not just silver.
Right. I know.
So,
yeah, it's hard. It feels like a cop out because it's my mother-in-law and my mom and my father-in-law. Like they're my consistent product takers, but I've heard people say they cannot get their family to sign up. So I know it's a win, but for me, it's like, oh, it kind of feels like a dud, but it's still working for them. My mom's lost 24 pounds and I made a post about that. So I was like, yay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So I think, you said a lot of things, just, wanting to relieve the financial burden, tired of not contributing. We live in a 2-income economy. It's really true. Like, I honestly don't know, like thinking back to what we used to make, I don't know how we would be making.
I know, right?
I mean, I'm just so thankful for Plexus and the opportunity that we have. And like, we live in the land of opportunity. So like, the sky is the limit. There's literally no cap on the income that you can create with Plexus.
Yeah.
And the fact that we have, like, we just live in a free place where we can do things like this and, work a second or third, or create a second or third income stream, which is super cool. Yes. And so, Yes, I agree with you. Doing the small things consistently, that builds credibility with people.
Yeah.
Um,
Yes.
Congratulations on helping your friend get started. That's a write-off for your business. So it is also
Yep.
an investment in your business because
Yeah.
you never know when you feel led to somebody at some level of whether it's a little getting started incentive or you're actually paying for their products,
Mhm.
how impactful that can be in their life. So that's really sweet that you did that for her. And I hope that she, continues,
Yeah.
because her miracle is going to be contingent on her consistency, in my opinion.
Right.
Continuing to vision cast for her and like even just sprinkle or tag her in some things that you think would be relevant, or sprinkle a little bit into messenger or text with her and be like, hey, I thought of you when I saw this testimony, just to vision cast what can be for her.
Yeah.
So that's exciting. And then as for silver, senior silver, and then diamond, yay! I love people that think big.
Yeah.
And I think that having the long-term goal is really important. And then, like you said, being able to break it down into, okay, goal is to get the products covered. So
Yeah.
let's talk about what that would be for you. How much a month do you need to be making in order to cover products?
I've calculated it up, and one of the ways that I pay for Plexus, full disclosure, I clean my in-laws house. Ever since we've been married, I've cleaned their house. And so if I was to fully pay for Plexus with just Plexus money, I think it would be around $550 for all the things that I'm wanting between the skincare line, the triplex, X Factor Plus, like all that for me. And then, like I said, I want stuff for my son. I have him on the kids stuff, but then he also does ProBio 5 and the Bio Cleanse, because those are just great for helping his autism. So
Okay. Yeah. So $500.
pretty pricey.
What's that?
I said pretty pricey overall, but it's good stuff.
Well,
So
the cool thing is that gives you a tangible. And I think sometimes when we're talking about goals, we need to be like super duper duper specific on like the numbers, because that gives us something to work towards. The other thing is, do you know how many orders that you need to go senior silver?
let's see. I actually wrote that down. To go senior silver, let's see. If I've got 3 for sure people every month. It's consistent. Like I said, it's 3 family members. And then I have another friend who bought her welcome pack last month, and really she was getting it for the active. And so in her welcome pack, she got like the Immune Plus and X Factor Plus and the month supply of active. I don't know if she's going to change her order so that it's just active, or if she'll continue getting all of that. But I mean, I think that I need 5 or 6 more people to go senior silver.
Okay.
So
yeah.
like if this person like falls off, and I've had like one of my first people to sign up did it for a few months, and then priorities changed. They're looking for a house, trying to save for a house, and so it was a wonderful product, but it just wasn't in the budget. And I get it. Like I've been there, and I knew early on as a business person, like I don't need to have this fine, you're dead to me attitude. It's okay. Like that's still a maybe. Like I need to like her posts and, tell her babies are cute, which they are cute. It's not a lie. But just to continue to engage and build that relationship, because if she ever wants to come back, I want her to come back to me. And so anyway.
Yes.
Yeah.
And a lot of the people that I'm signing, I'm re-signing because they started at one point and then fell off the bandwagon and then wanted to restart. So, and the cool thing about people that restart is a high percentage of them start the business also at some level. They at least want to get their products covered, and so they'll refer some people off the bat because they have the belief, that the products are good.
Yes.
So, okay, the girl that you think might only order active, we can't just let her only order active. Be vision casting for her and sprinkling why she needs the full triplex and how it will help her, and encourage her with that, because that's going to be huge. And also help her get her products covered really fast. That way the cost is not an issue. And you can literally say, hey, I don't want the cost of this to get in the way of your health journey. So I have some ideas. Are you game for letting me help you refer a couple of friends? And I think when we make it simple and we take the drama out of it. Like, people shouldn't overthink it. I don't know if you guys have listened to Kim McCloskey, but she is so, so amazing at duplicating and silvers. And I think that one of the biggest reasons she's so good at it is because she quit Plexus because of finances and then came back and knew she had to get her products covered so that she could stay on the products. And so she has a really, really high silver development rate because she literally says, hey, don't overthink this. Let's get you 3 people so that the cost is not a deterrent or not a reason for you to quit your health journey. Okay. So really just really genuine and sweet about that. And so
that's good.
Keep vision casting for your people in light of that. And
can you repeat who you said? Kim, is that Kim McCloskey?
Yes.
YouTube channel?
Yeah, she was one of the girls that shared in the February focus calls.
Okay.
She was shared on the Portugal call. I don't know if you guys all listened to that Portugal call, but I can make sure that I link the Portugal call and her little system, because I have it in like a copy paste thing that I can send you guys. So yeah, it's super good. So make sure you check her out, because she's good at that. And so we need to be learning like what she's saying and what she's doing. So, and this is the thing, Sarah, is maybe your mother-in-law, you say your mother-in-law, father-in-law, like a couple of family members have gotten started. I wouldn't discount the fact that they could be referrals for you.
Yeah.
Are they open to that?
Yes. And even it's funny, like I've had to work through, not doubt, but what's the word that we use? Like, I guess overcoming things from other people. So really early on, I worked out in my head how to confidently reply to people who say, I'll do it, but I don't want to do the business. Okay, that's fine. Like, I hear that. But if you find it's working for you and people are asking, if people are coming to you and saying, hey, what are you doing? I see these changes. Well, can you refer them to me? Would you mind? And I mean, no one ever says no to that. Yeah. So, and yeah, they're absolutely agreeable to that. Which is really sweet. And I think financially, my in-laws and my mom are just at a place where they can afford to do that, to pay for Plexus. But I definitely would love the referrals if it comes. And then I just get stuck of like, oh, well, do I want to sign them up under them so they can like see how awesome this could be? Or do I want to get like all 6 of those points to myself? And so do I have a selfish motive or?
I suppose you could ask them.
Yeah.
What they prefer. Or the other thing is like, have you friended their people or friended any of their friends or anything like that to expand your network?
We are. I mean, it's my in-laws. Like we have a lot of the same circle. And I think even, golly, last week I made a post about something. I forget what it was. It was, I'd written a post about Plexus and pregnancy and how the triplex is great for pregnancy and like, nursing moms and everything. And immediately I had a family member share that on her page, and I jumped on that really fast. And I was like, thank you so much for sharing. That's just so wonderful. Like, have you heard about Plexus? This is like, it's great. And so I don't think she ever responded, but it'd be a great chance to follow up with her. Like, hey, where'd you go? Did I scare you?
Yeah. I'm just thinking like widening your reach, like if they're already supportive and they're willing to let you tag them sometimes, or connect you with people. That made me think, have you hosted a sip and see, an in-person sip and see at your house or at your mother-in-law's house?
I have not done an in-person sip and see. I actually live at my in-laws' house. We are in the process of moving. Like, we have been moving boxes today. We've lived in this with my in-laws for 14 months at this point while we've waited to buy and renovate our house, which is another reason why over the last few weeks, I'll be really consistent and do great with posting. And then like it all falls off the wagon because my top 3 priorities are my house and calling this inspector and calling this gas company. And so like that's another thing, just juggling life happening and school and kids, having discipline issues. And so just learning how to be consistent and still do all of those things while still maintaining all my other responsibilities. And I feel like I got off track because I think you asked me a question. Oh, sip and sees. I'm talking with a girl right now. Actually, I am trying to get a party for her going. She wants to sign up with Plexus, but I know she doesn't have the money. I know she's currently pregnant, but I think the thought is if we can host a party for her, then she can sign up for me that night, and then people can sign up under her, and bam, her products are already taken care of. And so I'm working on that. I sent her a little voice message. That was a week or two ago. I followed up to be like, hey, didn't mean to scare you if I did. She still has not responded, but
Okay.
it's okay. Like, I guess that's the, I'm probably on the 5th to 7th touch point. So it's coming.
Yeah. Well, and maybe you could host something, just put something on the schedule and just make something happen, at your mother-in-law's house or at the park or what.
Yeah. Yes.
My thing is, even in the midst of the crazy, because I don't know that life ever slows down, but like just decide Friday evening, we're going to do a little open house and we're going to just invite people over, and maybe that girl would bring some people. And then this is what's been working for us is that we do a little sip and see, and then there's always people that are like, oh, I really wanted to come, but I couldn't. Or there's people that invited people that couldn't come, but they really wanted to. So then we follow it up with an online, like 15-minute messenger event. Or like this week, we're doing like a 3-day sample challenge kicking off tomorrow morning. And so that's a great way to funnel all of those prospects that didn't come into the 3-day sample group or the 15-minute messenger event. And we had a really great sign up rate at last month doing that. So just my local people. So that's maybe a little skill set, like the tip that you can do, just like get more people on board, because you need 5 more people. Okay, we're going to assume the positive that the lady that really wants the active is going to also continue her triplex because she needs it, right? And so you have 4 people, you need 5 more. So the question is, who are those 5 going to be? And what I would do is get Post-it notes posted to represent those 5 people. Yes. That you have a visual of them, and then you can start filling in their names. So really quick before we switch, what does your IPA look like? Like, how many people do you reach out to per day, or do you post every day? Like,
let's see. I try to do, I do stories a lot. Like, I'll be completely honest, writing is harder for me. I'm trying to actually post on my Facebook page 2 to 3 times a week. It's usually closer to 2. If I can manage that. Sometimes I go through spurts where I've got just a lot of thoughts and things that I feel like I can have content and write about. And then other times I'm just dead and it's crickets. So I really do like doing stories, and I try to mix that up between like family stuff with my cute little baby, and oh, the cats are doing this again, and oh, here, gut health is important and this is why. So I really do try to mix it up in order to not people already know that I love Plexus because I'm posting things. But there are definitely Sundays I don't post anything, just out of a day of rest. And then usually Wednesday or Thursday, I don't do anything Plexus. But the rest of the days I do. And then I go through seasons. It's funny. I'm sure Chrissy could tell you, there have been days where I'll text her and I'm like, hey, checking in. I messaged 10 people today. But it takes time to constantly build that, and to have 10 people to reach out to specifically about Plexus. But I also have to remember, like, pretty much every day I'm engaging on social media in some form, whether I'm, liking stories, making comments, just trying to have those touch points so that I can continue relationships. And that's something I had to learn early on. Reaching out doesn't necessarily mean I'm reaching out about Plexus. I'm making sure that I'm just talking to people and having conversation, and I see your daughter had to have an MRI again. Like, that's terrible. Just stuff like that. And so, yeah.
So the engaging piece is huge. So kudos to you for doing that. That's massive, because it will help more people see your content. So that's, everybody take note of that, because Sarah's doing well with that. I would also add, like, anytime you can do something that just generates a lot of comments. So like, I call the comment post at least once or twice a week is wise. Just to get more people engaging, right? So that's maybe one thing that you can do. Do you do polls on your story? or people have to?
I do, not a lot. And every time, no, okay, that's not fair. Every time I've done a Plexus poll, nobody responds. And so I have to like not get upset over that and not take it personally. It is what it is. But when I do a poll, I think recently I did one over like I had to wear glasses because I had the wrong contact prescription, and I did, glasses or contacts. And I meant that as, do you like wearing glasses or contacts? And I think people were thinking that I was asking, does it look better on me? So I wasn't very clear. I do like it. I get a little gun shy when it's about a Plexus thing because typically people don't respond. So,
but that doesn't mean anything about you. Are you making it?
This is true. This is true. And so, and yeah,
I want to keep doing those because eventually you'll get people engaging. It doesn't necessarily even have to be like a yes, no. It could even be like a swipey thing, or I don't even know, something that causes them to engage with what you're posting. And I would up the opportunities to engage on your non-Plexus things. And also every time you do a Plexus thing, have it be an engagement, like have an engagement option.
Okay.
And so a couple of thoughts. How many reach outs do you do like on a weekly average, asking people specifically about Plexus?
Lately it hasn't been as much, like I said, because I've been off in new house world. But reaching out specifically about Plexus, I mean, I feel like maybe 5 or so people at a time. Like I said, it tends to be almost like in batches where I'll be engaging with people on Facebook and social media. And I realize, okay, like, today I need to make sure I look at this person, this person, this person, this person. And then I realize, okay, like, I feel like it's time where I could ask them about Plexus or introduce that in some way. And it doesn't seem weird or pushy or anything like that. And it isn't a bigger, almost like a batch. And so, because it's hard to constantly keep up with all the people that I'm trying to engage with. And so I have to write it down.
Mm-hmm. So like 5 a week in a batch?
Probably. 5 to 10. I do it in about 10 to 13 in a batch. So I feel terrible because that sounds so impersonal, but.
No, I'm a batcher also. I like to, if I'm going to be sitting down to specifically message people about Plexus, I do better if I can sit down once a week and, message or voice message 10, 15, 20 people.
Yes.
Right? Versus it doesn't work as well for me to do like 2 a day. It feels laborious. So like get in the zone, like where you're nice out there, you're excited, you're maybe, pacing your porch, sending little voice messages excitedly, right? So one thing that I would encourage you to do is to get your hot 20 list or hot 50 or a hot 100 list from the people that are following your stories. So do the swipe up feature and write down all of the names on there that are watching your stuff but are not watching yet. And then anybody that has liked or commented on your past like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 posts. It doesn't even have to be Plexus posts. And get a lined piece of paper and write down all of their names.
Yeah.
And I'm going to challenge you, and this might feel uncomfortable to you, but I'm going to challenge you to actually message them about Plexus. So you're intentionally initiating the conversation because we have the high belief that we know, statistically speaking, a lot of people struggle with their health and a lot of people struggle with their finances. And they're already following you. So they like you and what you're doing. And it will because you're taking that bigger action. So you're going to be messaging more than 5 or 10 people a week. It'll probably be,
a lot.
30, 40 people. But that's going to create different results for you. Mm-hmm. You're going to go senior silver faster and you're going to go diamond faster because you're simply talking to more people about Plexus. Now, I'm not going to say don't ever engage and create conversations and be relational with people. But sometimes I think we can almost swing so far to that way, because it feels safe and comfortable that we avoid, conversations. But one of the things that I'll just share really quick, and we need to switch. one of the things that I did consistently after I went silver, because after I went silver, I was like, okay, game on. I'm not dabbling anymore. I'm going to do this thing. And I want the Hawaii trip, and I want to go emerald quickly. So I was on fast track, but I knew that I had to get in contact with as many people as soon as possible. Now, I'm not saying this to overwhelm you or anyone else on the call, but if you have a specific goal, like I need 5 more people so I can go silver, and this is what that's going to mean for my family. We're going to get our products covered, and I'm going to help 5 more people have better health or have better finances, or both, you know? And so proceeding with high expectations, high excitement and enthusiasm, not feeling like dread or fear, anxiety, any of that, but grateful that we have this stewardship and this opportunity to be able to share with people. Great products, great opportunity, but it kind of it does boil down to the numbers of, and this is not just like, oh, just hit the numbers, just mass message everybody, be salesy. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying genuinely open up more specific plexus conversations, because the reason why I was messaging people was because of plexus. I mean, I'm friends with him, or I was friends with him 10 or 15 years ago. I still kind of directly just messaged them and said, hey, I know this is random, but I'm reaching out to basically everybody that I know to let them know what I found with plexus. It's helped us with all these health issues. It has been such a massive blessing on the financial, depending on who I was messaging, right? And so I'm just getting that message out. And then from there, you'll funnel down, right? You'll have some people respond, and a lot of people won't respond, but you have made that you planted that little seed.
Yes.
And you never know how, because you initiated, they'll start to watch you closer, right?
That's what I did with Carissa. I watched her so much closely.
So I would encourage you really to just go around this really fast, is to up the number of reach outs you're doing per week, and specifically about plexus. And then add some polls into your stories. And then we're working on senior silver, so looking for and praying over those 5 people, right?
Yes.
That you help.
Yeah. Praying about my dream teamers. Like, I know they're there. It's just a matter of time. Like, it's gonna happen. It's all just a matter of time. I know it will.
Exactly. And then be looking for those people that do want to share, and swinging back to, if you sign people, those level 2s and level 3s, you can totally message them and interact, build a relationship with, and coach them.
Awesome.
So, okay, wonderful. Congratulations, Sarah. Keep going. We're cheering you on.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Okay, so next is it Jacqueline? Some people say Jacqueline. I don't know. So Jacqueline, can you unmute?
Yeah, it's Jacqueline.
Yay.
Yay. Okay, so will you introduce yourself to the group a little bit about you, a little bit about your plexus journey so far?
Right, yeah. I've been started on plexus since March of last year.
Okay.
Yeah, I told Becky whenever she first signed me up, I was like, do I have to sell? Because I don't want to sell. I just wanted the products. And it wasn't until November I got my mother-in-law started on them, and then I told Becky, okay, I want to kind of learn in on the business side and everything. And I had no idea. I've never been in like any kind of network marketing, had any idea of like potential income or anything like that. But whenever I saw like the numbers and everything, it really like saw some skyrockets in my brain. So just the potential of sharing with everybody and everything.
So you shared with your mother or mother-in-law?
Mother-in-law.
Mother-in-law before those numbers kind of blew your mind. So was that just really in an effort to help her with her health?
Yeah, Becky had like thrown me a little party on Facebook, a group thing. I didn't know much about any of it. So yeah, and she was needing help with a lot of things. So that kind of helped introduce her to it all and everything.
So when you saw the numbers and it blew your mind, what was that thing what did it open up inside of you? Like, what did you see possible?
Well, I'm a business person myself. Like I've had a photography business, and I have a home bakery and everything. So just seeking, the business side of it was intriguing to me, and the potential of it.
So, but interestingly, you said earlier, like, I do not want to sell. I've never done anything like this. So I would have never taken you for a business person who had your own photography business, your own bakery business. So what's the belief going on with you that I do not want to sell?
I don't know. I didn't know anything about network marketing except that nobody wants a part of it. It was my belief.
Okay. Nobody wants a part of it. Got
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you just kind of had a stigma and you feel like everybody you know probably has the same stigma.
Yeah.
Hey, no shame
Yeah.
in that at all, girl.
No, that's it. No, yes.
Totally me. Okay, but then you saw the numbers, and by that, do you mean the income possibilities?
Yes, the income. Mm-hmm.
Okay, and so what income would be life-changing for you? Like what number?
Diamond.
Okay,
Going down.
diamond.
Yes.
So,
Yeah.
so you're looking at like, 5 figures a month, and
Yes.
that would be life-changing. And
Yes.
what would it do? What would it create for you, for your family?
A life I've never dreamed of. I've dreamed of it, but never thought it was a possibility.
Okay, so what have you dreamed of?
Just, like a done house. Because we've been in the process of doing our house for 6 years. 3 years, 7 of us in one bedroom. So, we're still working on our house, and I want a done house. Yes.
What else?
Just being able to go out and eat and not being nitpicky about who can get what prices and stuff like that, and traveling and not being so frugal and everything.
Yep. Okay. Yeah, I just think it's so important to actually put real words to that, because it's like, you've said, I never even dreamed of it, but now it's time to start dreaming of it in specifics. And so
Right.
you can see that vision so clearly and know what it is you're waking up and working for, because some of the actions I spelled out earlier can be intimidating or scary, or I don't know how you feel about them. I'm about to ask you, but it's really helpful when we sit down to do a batch of voice messages to people we want to recruit, when we remember the goal here is that I would get to live in a done house, and I'd get to take this family out to eat and not nitpick about what people order, and go travel and not be on like the frugal vacation, but actually a really carefree vacation. So
Yeah,
I think it's good to put words to that. So, and you're silver, is that right?
that's correct. Yeah.
Ooh, yay, exciting. So who did you add after your mother-in-law?
I've got my husband. I added him. He's been on the products a month, and now he's like totally believing in them, and that's exciting. And then I've got 2 friends. One just joined, and another one has her daughter on the products.
Okay. So, and did they join as a result of seeing your posts, or did you reach out to them, or?
Becky, who I'm with, she had a sip and see, and so after that, one of them signed up, and then another one seeing the posts and everything.
Good.
And I think she was actually part of the Facebook party group to begin with.
Okay, good. So one thing I want to ask you is, before you kind of got into this business, you had this belief that the whole network marketing thing is icky, or it's kind of a scam, and everybody else feels the same way.
Mm-hmm.
So now, what else is true? What else do you now know to be true, just in the short time that you've had?
It's fun.
Okay.
It's a family. It's all close knit, and it's just fun, getting to talk to people. Because whenever you're doing a home business, I mean, you get out and network, but you don't have that relationship like you do with this. So it's different.
Yeah, so it's fun, it's close-knit in a family, it's relational. One thing I've heard you saying, you said your husband's a total believer, your mother-in-law had a lot of health issues that she's getting help with. So it like genuinely is adding value to people. Like it's really helping people. So that's awesome. So it sounds like you are already starting to open your mind up in that way, but I say that sort of for the benefit of everyone else on the call, that if you can identify something that you've been believing and you can interrupt that with a new thought, what else is true? It doesn't mean that the thing that you were believing is 100% a lie necessarily. Sometimes I think what fails us in this whole mindset realm is that we think a thought and it's not helping us grow. And so the pendulum swings to the other direction where we try to say, oh, that's just total bullcrap. And the truth is that this, I'm not shy at all. And I love walking up to strangers on the street. And so we don't want to do that. We just want to start to bring our brain into curiosity. And so a couple of the questions that really help that would be like, but also, so yes, maybe there are some things in history or some things I've heard friends say that would suggest that some people view this industry with a stigma, but also it can be really fun. And also it's really close knit and like a family, and it's really relational, and it's really helping my husband, and it's really helping my mother-in-law. So, but also this is true. And we can just continue to sort of interrupt the old tapes and bring our brain to that new place. So I say that for everyone else's benefit, because it sounds like you're already able to easily go there in your brain. So your next goal, so you want to get to diamond.
Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah, which I love. So hopefully you're like soaking up diamond documentaries.
I am.
Good. They're the best. But you get there one rank at a time. You really get there one rank at a time. So next goal is senior, silver, and gold. And I really believe in looking at both of those ranks kind of around the same time. We used to not even have senior silver. Gold was right after silver. So thinking along the lines of how you're going to get a team 9 or 10 strong, and then how you're going to get a team 17 to 20 strong. And then from there, it's all about, okay, how do I get to 250? How do I double and a half the team that I have now? So what do you have in mind right now for how are you going to get to, let's say 10 people strong? You could get there with 9 people, but let's just make it a nice round 10. What ideas do you have to get to a team that's 10 strong?
Well, I've been growing my network because I went on a spree of deleting everybody off Facebook years ago. I'm such an introvert, and I'm like, I don't even know these people. I don't know how they got added. And I was just going to like me in my little corner. So I've like reached out, and these people think, well, she's probably crazy because she's reaching back out, but I don't know. Anyways, growing the network, and then I've been more consistent about posting because I used to not post at all. And I go, yes, so I've been doing that and creating reels on Instagram and doing my stories and everything.
Good.
It's fun.
Oh, I'm so glad. I'm just loving your smile, and I'm loving hearing you say, and it's fun because it is. It can just be treated like a fun game. It doesn't have to mean anything about your identity. It doesn't have to mean, oh no, what if I fail? It can truly just be like a fun game. Have there been any things that you're like, oh, I could do that, and that would really help me find the next 6 people that I need, or 7 people that you need? But then maybe you avoid those things or resist those things.
Going live on Facebook.
Go live.
Yeah, it's just going. I'm going to do it, and then I'll try to talk myself into like, how am I going to do it? What I'm going to say? I'm going to freak out and freeze.
Yes.
So that's
if you freak out and freeze,
I'll just probably cut it off.
Okay. So what do you feel like, I guess, what does it mean about you if you do your first live and you freak out and freeze?
It doesn't mean anything.
Okay.
Yeah.
So logically that it doesn't mean anything about you, but yet you can't bring yourself to do it. So what is it?
I don't know. I feel like sometimes I overthink things and overcomplicate it. Like put way too much thought into it instead of just doing it, and feel like it has to be perfect before I even do it. So taking the action is the hard part for me.
Totally. And you're not alone. It's very true that procrastination comes from this perfectionism. I would highly recommend Mel Robbins' 5-second rule.
I watched it this morning.
This morning.
Yes.
And some of us hear it and we still don't go do it because we're still terrified. But a couple years ago at convention, she spoke and she brought someone up on stage and illustrated it. The person who she brought up was terrified. And with each little action step they took, she would have them rate their anxiety level on a scale to 1 to 10. And it was 10 when they first came up on stage. And I think she first asked the audience, who out here is terrified of like being up in front of a crowd? And then she chose her person from that group, brought them up on stage and said, how would you feel about singing in front of a crowd? And this person was mortified. And so anyway, she had them do it. And then she said, now I want you to tell me, because at first they were at a 10. Okay, now I want you to tell me where your anxiety level is. And they were like kind of like a 6. And it was fascinating that it is scientifically proven true that the only thing, not just that it works, but the only thing that reduces fear and anxiety is action toward that thing that you're afraid of. And so let us just challenge you again, like tonight, tomorrow morning, go live. Who cares what it's about? Who cares if you freeze right in the middle? Don't cut it off. Laugh at yourself and say, okay, my worst fear was that I would freeze right in the middle of this live and not know what to do. And that has happened. And look at me, I didn't die. I'm still here. And then recollect and move on with whatever it is you want to do your live about. But then when you finish, you will look at yourself and go, okay, the Band-Aid is ripped off. And that thing is no longer level 10 scary. It may still be at level 9. Level 8, but it's not going to be terrifying anymore. So, okay, so going live, what going live? So how are you going to use going live to get your next 7 VIPs?
That's going to grow me.
Okay, so
yes,
it's gonna,
more belief. Yes. Mm-hmm.
Very, very good. Okay, awesome. So definite challenge there. And then as far as tangibly, waking up every day and going, okay, how am I going? Oh, this is another really good question for the brain, everybody. So waking up and being like, how am I going to find those 7 people? Oops, sorry about my sound, y'all. It brings your brain into curiosity, and then your brain starts to come up with ideas. And if you ask yourself, okay, how am I going to find my next person? How am I going to find my next person? And your brain responds with, I don't know. Then a little hack would be to say, take a guess. Just to get your brain back to curiosity and go, take a guess. And then let's say your brain goes, well, what if you went live and talked about your mother-in-law's health testimony? Or what if you went live the next day and talked about your husband's health testimony? Or what if the day after that you went live and talked about all of the stigmas you used to have about network marketing, and now you realize it's actually really fun, and it's actually really close-knit like a family and super relational, and it's truly helping people you love with your health. All of these ideas are going to start to come up when you start to ask yourself, how am I going to find that next person? What are they looking for that I can help them find? What do they need in their life that I can help bring to them through Plexus? And if you're stumped and you say, I don't know, then you go, but take a guess. Like, how could I find them? How could I find them? And just go with the bad ideas. And don't worry about them being perfect, because throughout this, we've got a week till the end of the month, but throughout the next month, you're going to start surprising yourself more and more and more when these bad ideas, some of them turn out to be winners. And so here we go. So not only are you going to go live, but you're going to go live and talk about your health, and then to do a different live about your mother-in-law, and then do a different live about your husband, and then do a different live about what I thought I knew about network marketing and what I know now. So that's lots of good content for you coming up. Now, you don't have to go live about all 4, but I would challenge you to go live about more than 1.
Okay.
Sure. Okay, so I'm so sorry that you are getting a brief time, but I don't want to take us all the way to an hour and a half. So is there anything else that you want to just chat about or ask a question about? Can be skill set related or mindset related.
I don't think so. Nothing I can think of.
Okay. All right. Well, let me read through and see if anyone else had any questions. Megan, do you have anything you wanted to speak up about?
No, not really. I just really liked how you were saying that we need to get back to curiosity and be curious with ourselves, because when we're creative like that, that's what will spark ideas. And Jessica Heffley was always preaching, do the scary thing, do the scary thing, do the scary thing, do something scary every single day. And I think that's what propelled me forward, because she just kept preaching that. So I was like, okay, I'm going to do the scary thing today. And like one of the scary things was go live. and it loses its power over us when we're like, oh, we did it and I didn't die. Right? Another one was, I saw a friend complaining about her migraines, and in the comments, there was a lady that said that she had struggled for 9 years with Lyme disease. Well, I did the scary thing that day, and I reached out to Tammy Conacher. I didn't even know her, and she is a ruby, or sorry, she's an emerald on my team. She went ruby in 3 months after the product sat on her counter for 18 months. I had no idea she was not using her products. So isn't that interesting that after 18, anyways, long story short, do the scary thing, because you never know when that little reach out is going to be a life-changing reach out for somebody else. Isn't that interesting? So anyways, yeah, all that to say, keep doing the scary things and be
Yeah, and when you say doing the scary things, what it makes me think of is the phrase, the harder I work, the luckier I get. Except I would swap in the phrase, the more scary things I do, the luckier I get. Because when you look at other people having great success in Plexus, you can't see all the behind the scenes, so you don't know why they're having all this success. But I have found that to be very true for me, that the more scary things I'm doing, even when it doesn't seem to make a whole lot of sense, the luckier I get. Like Megan going, I don't know this woman in this comment thread, but I have something that can bless her, so I'm going to do the scary thing and reach out. And what do you know? This person went ruby in 3 months and is now an emerald. And I know her, and she is so blessed by Plexus. So amen. Well, this was so great. We love all of these new life changers. So thank you guys for being on with us tonight. And we try to do these coaching calls at least twice a month, 2 to 3 times every month. And so I'll get in touch with everyone about our June. Oh, I know our June dates. We're going to coach June 7th and 24th. So we will see everybody then. I know Megan has a busy June, but I'm inviting her team to come to our coachings, even though she's not going to be there that time. So, and I'll be trying to bring in some other really cool jewels to collaborate and coach with us. So, all right. Well, everybody enjoy the rest of your Tuesday night. Go do the scary thing. Make sure and tell us about it so we can celebrate you. And we will share with you, what was her name, Megan? Kim McCloskey's little system for helping people go silver. And then we'll share with you the 2 little graphics for all those income producing activities I shared at the beginning of our call.
And I'll get the recording up ASAP with my country internet, but just want to encourage Jacqueline and Sarah also to go back and listen to your session, because you may hear things in a different way, or there'll be some other things. Maybe you can take notes as you're re-listening, and you can also listen on like double speed or whatever, so it's a little quicker, but it'll bring some more things out for you as you listen second time.
Yes, thank you.
Okay. Bye, everybody.
Good night, everybody. God bless.